I mean, we could bring all our sheep.
If you include animals...
We each bring 2 sheeps each, like one under each arm, set those off.
One kangaroo could fuck them up, though.
Oh, yeah,
one
true.
kangaroo is worth 2 to 3 sheep.
That's when I said, nah, it's not going to happen, mate. Anyway, how you going, you big bloody beautiful legends? Here's me face. Today's guest on Pub Chats has been a pirate, a band manager, and a werewolf. It's Rhys Darby.
Rhys Darby, cheers. Welcome to Perth.
Thank you.
And as is customary, I have to thank you for not skipping Perth. Because, lots of people skip us. Paul McCartney, he skipped us.
No,
which is fucked. Yeah.
Didn't go... Oh.
Pearl Jam skipped us.
Okay.
And they never used to. So,
really? That's even worse.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've gone, oh, yeah. Nah.
Not this time.
Not that extra 5-hour flight.
I don't think you've ever skipped us. You're here for your stand-up show.
Yeah, every time I've come here.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
It's, if you're going to make love to the country, you've got to touch most parts of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to caress it.
But how's it going? How's the show going that you're touring with?
It's good, yeah. It's, even before I started, it was kind of ready, and it keeps developing. I'm having fun with it, that's the main thing. And it's got a good message, I think. So, people are enjoying it.
That's intriguing. I'm coming tonight. I was going to come to last night's one, but I thought, I don't know what works best for the pub chat, if I've already seen the show or if I'm about to see the show.
If you'd already seen it, would have been a bit better.
Right.
But in the same thing, it's like exciting for you to go tonight after our chat.
Yeah, because you were intriguing then. You didn't give any spoilers, but there's a bit of depth to the show by the sounds.
There's a bit of loose depth, I would say. Not too much.
Not too much.
You could, I try to put a little bit of a message in at the end.
Yeah.
And I think, it's a nice takeaway.
And obviously, like, you act as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Like, what's like your main passion? Is it stand-up or is it acting or you can't differentiate? I love them both.
I think it's all-encompassing. Comedy for me is my passion, and even in my stand-up there's acting. I play characters, I act off each other being me. Stand-up is great because you've got that instant feedback, you've got that crowd, you can feel the energy and you can work on your feet. You can do a little bit of that in television and movies, if you've got the right director and they let you have a little play, but you've just got to sort of trust that what you're doing is going to come out great. There's no laughter. Now I've been laughed at since I was a kid, so I kind of know that it's going to work. And then you've also got that saved game. You can go and watch it yourself and enjoy it, and you have no idea what the rest of it's going to come out like, and hopefully it's great and you can be proud of it, and you work with other people. So that's a big one. Stand-up is very solo. It's I'm on the road. I miss my family. Swings and roundabouts.
How long have you done stand-up for now?
Over 25 years.
Yeah.
Coming up to 30, I guess. I've taken big breaks. Like, I haven't done it for about 8 years. So this is my comeback show. And I feel like the world needs live laughter, and the TV and film industry was kind of falling apart, still is. So I just don't know what's happening there. AI is taking over.
That's funny, stand-up is like your fallback.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah, it's your fallback job.
Yeah, I can control it, and it is fun. I'm a physical stand-up, so it's big on the body.
Yeah.
And even though I enjoy jumping around, I've got to do a lot of stretching these days. Yeah. And I get to the person, I realise just as I'm approaching, it's not the person I'm supposed to meet. So I veer off, I go, oh, shit. And then I've just got a wayward handshake, just do a couple of aerial displays. And then in the end, I'll just be forced to land it. I'll just land it.
And sound effects as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're a good sound effects bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best.
What's your favourite sound effect to do?
I've got a new one where my electric window in my car doesn't come up. There's a malfunction. So I use my hands to pull it up. And yeah, the sound is, I won't give it away because it's a big part of the show. You'll hear it tonight.
All right.
But it's something else.
All right. Whip it out as a bit of a teaser. Maybe after your bloody Malibu there.
Yeah, if I finish this, I'll whip out a couple of seconds of it.
You might give us, you don't have to do the full sound bite if it's 8 or 9 seconds. You give us maybe 2 or 3 seconds of your dodgy window.
I can give you a classic. My other favourite is the creaking door. Which is also in the show.
Yeah.
And that's just quite loud.
Yeah, right.
And it can be longer, it can be shorter, it can have more depth in it. But I don't know why I like it. I think it's because it's really annoying.
Yeah. Well, it cleared a pub.
Sorry.
Everyone's fucked off. Okay. No, that's a good sound effect. You couldn't ignore that if you're living in that house. You'd have to.
Yeah. Well, a lot of houses have them.
Grease it up.
Old houses, there's doors that really creak. I've been to a few museums where the doors have creaked.
Yeah.
And it gives character. I think buildings have an energy and have a life to them.
Right.
And I think those elements, the creaky doors and floors, are all part of the house, kind of reminding you that it's there. It's a being.
Yeah, it's part of you.
Yeah.
And you could learn to love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be like, oh, that's grating, and guests aren't going to love it.
Yeah, and also, if someone's coming to attack you in the night, you'll hear the...
That's handy.
And then
that's
you go.
way better than an actual alarm, and maybe less annoying if we're being objective, rather than a wow wow like a bloody. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it.
I can do alarms. I do all the noises.
You do alarms,
and here and
you do tech.
Eh?
You do tech, like basically technology.
Tech noises.
Tech noises. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, right.
Guy gets out.
I can do the horses in Braveheart.
Okay.
Yeah. Because one of my friends, he had a really good, he was an Ozzy, and we were travelling around Europe doing that dickhead thing, and he was really good at like a Scottish accent, so he could do that full William Wallace speech.
Yeah.
And my only job was to go...
Oh, great.
Because when Mel does that fucking speech, Sons of Scotland, what would you do without freedom? The horses they're off the charts. They're in the background messing up the audio.
What will you do without freedom?
Yeah. So I got very good at that. So that's the only sound effect I can do is a Braveheart horse.
Okay.
Which I'm sticking to, When you find your niche.
That's it.
You double down on it.
So you can do that behind anyone's speeches. You could just be behind them.
Yeah.
Just giving it a bit of a whinny.
Anytime anyone's monologuing.
Yeah.
I just instantly kind of go... Because I was so used to that in my 20s. That's my one sound effect.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah, I could maybe grow a bigger repertoire. I don't know, maybe as Aussie man I've done sound effects. I don't know. I mainly just yell and swear.
Well, we all do them. We don't realise we're doing them half the time. You might want to mimic something, or... I think it's just good for storytelling. Like for me, when I'm telling a story, I'll add the noises, and then those that are still sticking around will enjoy it.
Yeah, nice. And you're improv. You love improv, yeah?
Yeah. Thinking on my feet. Whenever I'm in a scene, I really believe it's happening, and that's kind of a detriment to me mentally. But I think it adds to the idea that I can take it anywhere, and I won't break character. And it's great to do it when you've got other actors that can do the same thing. And
I feel like that's kind of interesting. Yeah, because obviously comedy, as you say, that's your broad passion and your love, so it's comedy. But I feel like you take it seriously, and you're even quite well researched. And then with it, on top of that, you can improvise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you know where you're going and what the scene is and where you want it to go, you can change it, make it funnier.
Did you research werewolves for What We Do in the Shadows?
I did actually. Yeah.
That's brilliant. How deep down the rabbit hole did you go in werewolf research?
Oh, the books were so boring. But I wanted to know, how they felt when they were changing.
Dion. Do the breathing. Count to 10, mate. That's right. Come on.
Is it real? Is it not? If it was, how would it feel to change, and how would it feel knowing you're going to change? And that's the whole thing I worked on.
Hey, don't swear.
Sorry,
We're werewolves.
Not swear.
What are we?
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
No, it's
It's a very offensive word to call people.
well, unless you're talking about a bundle of sticks. Chase this bundle of sticks. Werewolves? Don't get it. It's not real. Nathan, it's not real.
I just perform and people just watch it and think, oh yeah, very funny. But they don't know how much I've really thought about it.
Right. No, that's kind of serious though.
Yeah.
I mean, it should look effortless on the surface,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there are people that say like, comedy's the hardest genre. You know, like it's no walk in the park. But it should look effortless at the end.
Yeah.
Even though you've kind of probably been stuck in
If
your
you know
own
what
head
you're
for
doing.
weeks in the lead up.
Yeah.
Down to the rubbery dub, rubbery dub, rubbery dub.
And your character, Our Flag Means Death, that was a real person as well, yeah?
Steed, yes.
Yeah, right.
he
Did you go
was.
deep down the research rabbit hole for that?
I read a book, yes, because I really didn't know what the show was going to be about other than him and a relationship with Blackbeard. So I wanted to know what this guy was all about, and he was an aristocrat. Lived in the Bahamas. He was actually a military man. He was a major in real life. Did he have courage? Did he not? It's debatable. We don't really know. It's over 300 years ago, and the writings about him are from whatever bits of writing and essays were written at that time about these pirates. And the main thing was he was a bit of a juxtaposition. He was a gentleman who decided to take his gentlemanly ways to the sea, including all his outfits and his library that he put on the ship, and he paid for his adventure. And he kind of, it's like these guys that buy their way into fashion or Formula One racing or something.
Something different.
Yeah. And I think he definitely would have been in over his head in real life, but you get courage pretty quick, I reckon, out there, and I think we've got to portray that as well with our character. But the whole love aspect to it was just another addition, and that made it even more interesting. And hell of a story.
Yeah. Are we going to get a season 3 or it's shit canned?
Oh, it was shit canned.
It's shit canned? Righto.
money.
Just checking, It's good just to check from one of the sources these days.
I haven't heard anything.
Well, then say it. You got to own it. Say it.
Well, I'm your captain.
Give it more than that. You are the captain. Now own it. Come on, say it properly. Go.
I'm your captain. Wait, I can do it better. I'm your captain. And I demand respect.
Oh, boy.
Please?
You did a stand-up piece on being in the army once.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, right. How long were you in the army for?
About 4.5 years.
That's decent.
Yeah.
That's like a chunk of life. That's a proper chunk.
Yeah, I went in 91, regular force cadet school, the last class of this sort of elite training school in New Zealand to train non-commissioned officers, to turn them into really good soldiers, and graduated from that, and then I was a radio operator for 4 years.
Yeah, right. What made you interested in the military? How old were you?
I was 17, but I was wearing uniform since I was 12. I was in the Air Training Corps, and then I was in the Army Cadets. I won Top Cadet.
Nice. Cheers to that.
I was really into
well
it.
done.
Yeah, thank you.
Good shit. You get a ribbon or a medal?
I like a sense of order, and I enjoyed playing with the equipment and
guns.
Stuff like that. Jumping out of helicopters. I mean, it was fun.
You took G.I. Joe fucking seriously.
I had action men, growing up, and I used to build airfix models and tanks, and still do.
Yeah.
And I also keep up to speed with what's happening globally, militarily, because it interests me.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff. I've got many interests.
Yeah.
And that's just one of them that I'll always have in the back pocket.
Yeah.
If anyone was to attack now, I'd be ready.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I feel comforted that there's people like that, because I'm not like that. I'm just everything's...
Well, most people aren't.
No, exactly.
But once you're trained, it's in you for life. Soldier first. No matter what I do in my life, I'll always be soldier first.
You're always what's the situation? What's the exit strategy?
Yep. And always be ready, be prepared. And that's just ingrained into your system. That's why they get you young. You know? And it's all good stuff. It's all good discipline. Be a good person. That's all part of it.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, have respect, have honour. So, I haven't seen any flaws to it. I didn't see any service. Yeah. So that was, touch wood.
You didn't get the bloody PTSD side of it.
I didn't get that side of it, but I've kept in touch with all my my soldier friends.
Have you?
And nice. Recently we some of the young ones that I trained with back in the day got a hold of me, managed to find me, and now we're definitely in touch, and we're kind of having an annual get-together.
That's wholesome as fuck.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good, yeah.
Nice to have a schnitzel, have a schnitzel, have a schnitzel. Nice to have some chips, have some chips, have some chips.
Do you have good memories of Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah, of course.
Do you find yourself nostalgically kind of going, that was a fun fucking time? Because Murray Hewitt took off.
Yeah.
And I find myself bloody impersonating him too much.
Oh yeah.
Especially with roll calling people.
Yeah.
Brett.
Yep.
Jermaine.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, well, you're here.
Yeah, well, I'm here, so why do I have to say that I'm here?
Well, it's just I've got it all written down,
Yeah, but I'm just here, so if you can see me here...
Murray present. See, even I do it.
But it was a big character, yeah?
It was really special, yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was big at the time. I was just lucky to be there, and I was playing this guy that I felt like... Luckily, these two were kind of laid back. They didn't have egos in real life or on their characters. They were just... simple musicians who wanted to give it a shot, and I played this man who really had nothing going on and saw the light of these two rock and rollers. Maybe he could, manage a band, so he wasn't just a cultural attaché in a tiny office that no one cared about. And so it was latching onto that, and I think that's what people latched onto, including me with the character, is that being attached to something that was cool, knowing cool people and being part of something. Can we have a gig? And I'm like, yes, we're getting to that. Let's have a look at the agenda.
When is that?
Thursday, 3 p.m.
No, I can't go. I've got work. I finish at 2.
Gig.
I don't know.
What's more important, the band or your job?
Yeah, well, I got the job because we didn't have any gigs.
How can I give you a gig if you've got this job?
Yeah, but that's why I got the job, because there were no gigs.
Well, I can't get you a gig if you're going to always go and do a job.
Yeah, but I needed the job because there were no gigs.
Well, I've got you a gig, so what's with the job?
I had this kind of hierarchy over them, but basically I had nothing on them at all. Without them, my guy was nothing.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting relationship, and I think people liked that as well.
It was probably an interesting niche to tap into, because I was in a band in high school. It's like everyone's tried being in a band at one point, and you try to get your organisational friend.
Yes.
So we got to stick to the creativity, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't be bogged down by logistics, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's had a crack at trying to get their organisational friend to skyrocket them to
People
fame.
relate to that, yeah. And it's hard to be that organisational person.
There's $4. I got 27 cents here.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a lot of it. Actually, I'm owed 12% of that. Hang on. Let's have a look. Okay, 51.24 cents.
I can't even divide
Just
that
leave
up.
it. You take it all.
There are certain star signs that can do it, or certain people that, it's kind of their forte, and they don't want the fame or anything, but they like the control. There's some control types. I don't know whether Murray was a controller. A little bit of that maybe, but I think...
A little bit. He liked to assert authority. You're like, why have you bought the mixed nuts? It's like, that's the...
there was some
he was
moments.
frugal. He was like, you've wasted money.
Wow, somebody had a bit of fun last night, didn't they, Jermaine?
What?
$8 can of mixed nuts. They must have been pretty good.
He'd be doing TikTokers now. If Murray was in modern times, where would he be sourcing?
No, not at all. No, he loves Brett and Jermaine, and they all went back to New Zealand, and I think, he still manages them from afar, literally from a farm. But
this is where Murray is in 2025.
I think there's
where would he be now?
Yeah, he'd be he's back on the farm, and those guys are too, and and there's the Taranaki Tavern, and it's kind of like, for me, I think it's a moment in time when you're in New York and there's a buzz and you're doing this thing, and he ended up with that other band that I can't remember. They do the Doggy Bounce song, and it got to number 1, and then he had lunch with Tori Amos. He had this huge office.
Yeah.
There was,
I do remember
in season 2.
I haven't rewatched for a while.
Yeah, it all fell down.
And then you had your big office, and you were a little more clean shaven.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you were like a little more. You had a better suit.
He had a fancy car at one point. He pulled up in this convertible.
Yeah, it was definitely a big hit with my generation. I'm 39, and I worked in a video store for many years, so I remember watching Flight of the Conchords quite a lot. It was a good late night one. Bloody put it on.
It's good. There's optimism. There's hope.
Yeah.
There's no one gets hurt, and it's just fun and silly, and the music's amazing.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah. And you got out as 2 seasons was not a lot. You left everyone wanting more.
I know.
You're like,
but it was a lot of work for them. They had to write new music, and they were writing the episodes as well.
And that was big in its own right, Jermaine and Brett's music. I mean, I had Business Time on my wedding playlist.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was on the dance floor by fucking 10 p.m. or whatever.
Good on you.
It's like, let's whip out Business Time. Do you get a lot of people mentioning? I mean, you do, yeah?
Of course.
It brought a lot of joy.
Yeah.
Even as we're talking about it. It was fun.
And I'm a massive fan of the Conchords, always was before this. So I would go to their show in Edinburgh and watch them and love it. And... and then when Jermaine asked me to play the manager role for the BBC radio series, I said, of course, wow. And then we did it, and then, the rest is history, and I'm still probably their number 1 fan. I listen to their music all the time. My son, who's 15, has just discovered the show. So this year he watched it, and he said it's his favourite TV show ever.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Nice to have some beetroot, have some beetroot, have some beetroot. Nice to go to the pub. Down to the rubbery duck.
What do you like to do outside of the arts?
Well, I'm quite the adventurer.
Oh, yeah?
So I I study cryptozoology, which is the search for hidden animals that may or may not exist. They're not classified by science.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I tend to go on adventures looking for that type of thing. So I've been looking for the Thunderbirds in Pennsylvania, Loch Ness Monster 4 times, obviously Loch Ness. I've also done the Chupacabra.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we've gone down to Texas for that.
Yeah, right.
And what's another one?
The Tassie Devil?
Well, we haven't... the Tassie Devil is an actual animal.
Yeah, it's around. Yeah.
But you're thinking of the thylacine.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Here,
there was one that became kind of mythological in
Tasmanian
Tasmania.
tiger. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, the Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Ever seen one of them?
No, not in the wild.
Yeah,
no, I haven't looked. But they may exist. In New Zealand, everywhere there's also things like ABCs, which are the alien big cats, which are just basically cats that are big cats, and they're in the wild and they shouldn't be there. So they've been released or they've escaped from somewhere. So they could be pumas or cougars, leopards.
Yeah, right.
There's one in Christchurch in New Zealand, and there's a lot in the UK. And I think there's some here too.
What would you do if you bloody saw the Loch Ness? Or like...
I would get excited and take a photo, and I have been in the local
Can you
news.
do it in HD? Like, because any time I see it, it's fucking grainy as shit.
It is.
It's
yeah.
like,
That's the big thing, is you've got to have the best cameras, and you never know when you're going to get a shot.
No.
And it's a...
But at least even this day and age, people are, I saw the Abominable Snowman or whatever, and I'm like, why is that fucking potato quality?
Yeah.
Come on.
Give me
4K.
For a start, stop getting Apple phones, everyone. Samsungs are way better.
Okay.
The lenses on those, the zoom on a Samsung.
Yeah, right.
Can outclass anything. So
okay.
If you want to be an adventurer and you want to
So you've got the gear ready if you do...
I have.
Okay.
And I've got the calling whistles to get the Sasquatch.
Right.
There's various things you can listen for wood knocking. I haven't really been out for the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot stuff, they scare me a little bit. I don't know what I would do if I
be
heard one of those.
You're like, one-on-one with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You'd get fucked up, surely.
I'd have to have a team with me. Some of my old ex-army buddies would probably be with me.
Yeah.
Would be armed.
Yeah. Bigfoot you might have a chat and see if you got chemistry first
but I think they're
what your values are.
From what I can gather, they will not harm you. I mean, they are evading us, and they know us. They have known us for hundreds of years, and they can sense us and smell us a mile away. So they know when we're around. And they will just, they hunt deer and they hunt animals themselves. So.
And you genuinely believe it? You're like,
I'm like the X-Files. I want to believe.
Yeah, okay.
And I kind of believe in some of them. There are a lot of cryptids in the world, and definitely a massive percentage are just not real.
Yeah.
But there are
what one do you think is the most real?
Probably Sasquatch. Yeah, I think there's something there. And I think Nessie is definitely not, a dinosaur. It's probably just a big eel. There's a lot of misidentification that comes with this kind of subject matter. The El Chupacabra, which is the goat sucker, that's possibly some sort of alien creature that came down and is now a hybrid. Because they end up living here and they end up
meeting the love of their life.
Mating with other animals, and they become something else.
Right.
I believe in extraterrestrials.
Yeah?
So, yeah,
you reckon 100%. We're not alone?
We're not alone.
Yeah?
No.
When do you reckon we'll find aliens?
Well, I think we already know, then the government, they know.
Yeah.
But when it will be disclosed to us, I think 2027.
Specifically?
Yeah.
2027. That's the date you've marked.
I reckon, March.
March 2020. Okay. Fuck yeah. I'll bookmark that. I'll see what happens.
Chuck a circle on that calendar date.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
If nothing happens, I'm going to message your Instagram and I'll be like, the fuck?
It's building up to it. Disclosure is slowly seeping through. It's drip feeding. It's been doing this for the last decade. And just to get us used to it, you've seen the UAPs, you've seen the Navy, camera pieces of seeing the Tic Tacs and stuff that you've seen footage. It's been in newspapers. They're slowly getting us used to the fact that they are here.
This is why you were in the military when you were younger, wasn't it? You were like, I need to get to the bottom of this. Is a personal investigation as to whether or not aliens exist. You're like, I need to get to the military, which will let me get to that answer.
Yeah, well,
you might know some shit.
I could have stayed in but I really didn't. It was only a fun hobby then, and it still is now. Like I'm not. It's a bit of fun for me.
Yeah.
Some people take it really seriously and stuff, and the paranormal, but I like anything that's weird. Basically.
Do you think we'd get along with aliens, or is it just going to be a shit show?
Not all of them.
We're going to fucking fire
missiles. In general, I think we're so primitive to them, depending on which species we're talking about. But I think, in general, it's up to us to be the nice guys. They are...
God, can we do that though? We'll panic. We'll fuck it up.
Yeah, we will. And we've all seen Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Actually, hang on, wasn't that them?
Yeah.
Who was it that took the first shot?
I don't know.
I think it was them.
I think we'll fuck it up. They'll come down and
most
we'll
likely.
Be like,
well,
Jesus, scary looking.
That's why they keep getting rid of our nuclear situations. They don't like the fact that we've got nuclear weapons. So that's... Why is that? Is it because they think we're going to devastate the Earth? And this planet is worth a lot, and they're also on it, perhaps under the oceans. Perhaps they've been living here or in Antarctica for many, many years, and just biding their time or monitoring us. Are we just the apes that are running around on the top and building stupid things?
Yeah. They're like... They'll sort themselves out.
Yeah.
Just sit back and watch them for a while.
Yeah.
They're not going. This isn't going to last.
But if we do the nuclear war, then it's just the radiation and everything is just going to really ruin it. So I think they're like, you guys, we'll stop you there.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I like the idea of I want to believe. Yeah. And you were in an X-Files episode as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
That was a passion piece.
It was.
Yeah.
It was the universe saying, well, you do believe, so perhaps you should be in this.
You manifested that shit.
Yeah.
You were
I was a
I know
cryptid
David
as well.
Duchovny is coming my way.
Yeah.
I'm going to manifest that.
I got to play a lizard man, which is a cryptid.
I confess that if life is nonsense, I just want this madness to end.
But you're not thinking of doing anything crazy, are you?
No. I'm just going to kill you.
People in general are interested in the other, in the unknown. And a lot of people won't admit it.
No.
But when you have a few drinks, you start talking to people, and I've done it many times in many hotel resorts, in the spa pool or whatever. People will start going, yeah, I've seen something, or I do believe in this and that, and they want to know, we do know, as humans, that there's more to life that we're not being told.
I think when I was younger, I was like that. I'm like, there's definitely something out there. These days, I'm like...
You don't care?
Yeah, I'm like, we're probably just alone. I'm kind of like...
Oh, really?
Fucking Carl Sagan, we're a speck of dust in a mote of light or whatever. The pale blue dot.
Every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on the mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam.
It's lonely. It's lonely as shit. And that in itself is...
Yeah, but then...
Is devastating to think about.
Yeah, that's another way to go. But I think there's more hope in the idea that there's a bigger thing happening that we're all part of, a greater consciousness. We'll all end up back as part of the universe, and then we'll return again, or there'll be another realm, there'll be more dimensions. Perhaps that's where these aliens are coming from, other dimensions, and they're coming through, and they look at us and they go, oh, you guys, you haven't cleared the levels yet to be able to join us.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we will.
The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena.
Anyway, this has been a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think the main differences are between Australia and New Zealand? Because people say we're similar, but then it's like...
So many differences.
Maybe we're different.
Different countries.
That's true. There's water between.
Yeah. That question's too tough this late in the interview. Comes down to many things. The colonisation of the places, the indigenous people of the places. It's more favourable to look at where we stand together, and that's that we are the Anzacs, and that we fight together, and we look after each other when shit goes down. And we're both down under. We're both, here in the South Pacific, away from it all. And we've got a great sporting rivalry.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, we get each other.
Yeah.
We're brothers in arms.
Yeah. We should be friends for a while.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Of course.
Hopefully. Well, Aussies get, we get paranoid. We're like, oh, China, 1 billion people.
Oh, yeah.
Indonesia, bloody few hundred million. I mean, what if it's New Zealand that invades us? We wouldn't see that coming.
Well, we'll be like the SAS. There's not many of us, and you won't see us coming. It'll be in the middle of the night. We'll just parachute in. Before you know it, you're all dead.
See, that's why I'm a bit worried. I'm going like, well, we've got our eye off the ball. There's all these Chinese boats circling the country. We're not watching the Kiwi boats, are we?
You're not.
No,
we don't have boats. We don't need them. You won't be expecting the flightless bird people to fly in. We'll take you by surprise.
You could beat us. You could hammer us.
We'll catch you unawares.
Yeah, and then from there, we've probably got the numbers. I don't know. You're the military guy, mate. I don't know.
You'd have the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, we could bring all our sheep.
If you include animals.
We each bring 2 sheeps each.
Yeah.
Like one under each arm. Set those off.
One kangaroo could fuck them up, though.
Oh, yeah,
one
true.
kangaroo is worth 2 to 3 sheep.
Yeah. We'll have to bring our cattle in, I think. And we'll get that big cat from down in Christchurch.
Okay. Doesn't scare us. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be like, no worries. We can take the sheep with the kangaroos. The koalas can jump on the cattle, sort them out, bite them in the neck. They'll fucking tumble. That'll get sorted out.
Yeah.
Emus, that you don't want to mess with. Yeah.
And your snakes.
Yes.
I mean, we wouldn't stand a chance.
No, once the wildlife gets involved, you're fucked. We get you
We've
there
got
big
nothing.
time.
We've just got pretty birds.
Yeah. You got majestic birds,
Yeah.
and we would come in, and the magpies. We don't have majestic
I don't
birds.
think we'd even bother.
I don't think we should think about it. That's a sad thought. If Australia and New Zealand turn
And we
on
would
each
never
other,
invade. We'd never invade anywhere.
we wouldn't invade you either.
No. Let's see what happens. But at the end of the day,
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We're good.
we're good. We'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Thank you, Rhys Darby.
What a pleasure.
Thank you for coming, mate,
No
and thank you
worries.
for not skipping Perth.